me. I have no guest star today. I do want to welcome those that will be watching on replay. And if you do watch the replay, please leave a comment, let me know, and feel free to answer any of the questions that I ask on today's live in the comments. And I also want to welcome those that are joining us today in the chat. I see Kelly was here. She says she's going to try to make it to my live stream, but her schedule is still very mixed up. But she's going to try to make it. Well, hopefully you are able to make it, Kelly. And I hope you are having an amazing day. So not that much is going on here today. After my live, I plan to work on some crochet. Um, the biscuit is out on his deliveries right now. The cats are sleeping. Sophie has been such a love bug lately. Let's see, we have Kivia that joined us. Hi, Kivia, and Keith too. Hi, Keith. How are y'all doing? And what are y'all currently working on? But yeah, I was just saying what's been going on today, and not that much has been going on. Just a relaxing day at home. We also have Anita that joined us. Hi, Anita. How are you today? And what are you working on? So, did y'all miss me? I didn't do my lives on Monday and Thursday of last week. So, hopefully, this coming week, there's no problems with my lives. Now, what I may end up doing, if Frank's home health care interferes, I may change the times if I have to. So kind of pay attention to my community page and also in my Facebook group, because if I do change the time of my live, I'll post it there. But I'm hoping it don't interfere this week. I'm ready for Frank's regular nurse to come back, but then there's a chance that it may change down the road because they did hire somebody that's supposed to be taking over this area. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. So let's see. We also have Sporkle and Pam that joined us. How are y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? Keith says, bless the puppy dog. So what did you do to the puppy dog? Anita says, I'm good. I'm good. Been out with my critters and showering my pigs. Aw, I would so love to spend time with all your animals. I would have a field day. So I have some jokes for y'all today. So hopefully I give y'all a good chuckle. The first one is, what's a cat's favorite TV show? And the answer is Claw and Order. The next one is, why are cats actually excellent bosses? Because they have great leadership. Instead of leadership. Next is, what types of cats purr the best? Persians. Instead of Persians, purr. Okay, my next joke for y'all is, why did the cat have to go to the accountant? Because they got caught up in a pyramid scheme. Instead of pyramid, it's pyramid. That's a tongue twister. Okay, my next cat joke for y'all is, what does a choir of cats like to sing? Do, re, mu. Instead of do, re, do, re, mi. That's how it goes normally. It's mu instead of. Okay, next joke is, why do cats hate laptops? Because they don't have a mouse. Granted, now whenever like I had my laptop, I always used a mouse. I never liked the keyboard thing on a laptop, so I would always plug a mouse in. Okay, and the last joke I have for y'all is, how did one cat break up with another? She said, we're history. And I could so see my cat Allie doing that. Okay, let's see. We have Cricket and Laura that joined us. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? Sporkle's working on a Tunisian shawl. Ooh, nice. What pattern are you following for that? Because I know usually whenever I look up patterns for Tunisian, I don't find a whole lot. Um, because I do want to learn Tunisian down the road. Okay, so I have some yarny questions for y'all today, and I'm curious what y'all answers are going to be. The first one is, where do you buy your yarn? Um, I tend to buy my yarn. I mostly get it online because the only place in my town to buy yarn is Walmart, and you got to go like 45 minutes to an hour to Lafayette. Um, so it really isn't convenient to go to Lafayette to get yarn. So I tend to order from I love Hirschner's. I order from them a lot. I order from Mary Maxim sometimes. And I've also ordered from Joann's. Eventually I want to order from Hobie. Uh and I think there's another one. Well, I know whenever Gia with Yarn Nut comes back, I do want to get some ice yarn from her, and I have ordered from her once in the past. Um, but yeah, let me know where you like to get yarn from. Let's see, Cricket's working on an Afghan. Ooh, nice. And for those that don't know, on the 15th of every month, I do a finished projects video. So when y'all finish projects, if y'all send me a picture, I'll include it in those videos. I always love seeing what everyone else is working on. I find it's so inspiring. Let's see. Pam says, I finished crocheting up the big Bagaudet felted bag. Now I need to felt it. Ooh, awesome. And Pam says, in person, I buy mostly from Hobby Lobby. Oh, I forgot Hobby Lobby. Um, I do order from there sometimes, or Walmart. They're both about 25 minutes away, and sometimes I'll head to Nashville to Michael's. It's about 45 minutes. Now, years ago, I did buy some yarn from Michael's one time when we went to Lafayette, but I haven't ordered from them online. The one thing I don't like when it comes to ordering from Michael's, they tend to make you have to order three, like in intervals of three, and you don't always want three skeins of the yarn. It just kind of depends. But let's see. Anita says she gets her yarn from online, Walmart, Ollie's. Oh, I wish we had an Ollie's. Again, you have to go to Lafayette for Ollie's. Goodwill, anywhere. And I love it when you can find yarn at like thrift stores or yard sales. Let's see, we also have Dee and Nisi that joined us. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? But yeah, and the funny thing is, like, I'm originally from Homa, and we had like all the yarn stores there. I miss that. But back then, I wasn't into yarn crafts. But I would so love it if my town had at least one yarn store. Um, but yeah, it's like I always have to go to online. Let's see. Nisi's lurking today, and she just finished Little Man's fingerless gloves to go with his beanie. Now it's time for chores again. Oh, that has to be so cute. Um, let's see. My next question I have for y'all is, what is the best yarn deal that you've gotten? Um, for me, it would be Michael's clearance. Um, Crystal with the Yarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady, her grandma made an arrangement with me where she got yarn for me and sent it to me, and I paid her what she spent for the yarn, and I was so happy because I got a bunch of beautiful hand dyed yarns, the number one weighted. I love those. They're beautiful. Um, and normally hand dyed yarns are not cheap, but it was sweet to get them for like three something. Nisi says, I'll get a picture of the gloves on his little hands a little later. Oh, that's going to be cute. And she'll post the picture. Awesome. And we also have Rosemary here. Hi, Rosemary. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? But yeah, I always love when you can find clearance yarn. Oops, I just knocked something over. And I just realized I forgot to put my microphone on. Can y'all hear me? I'm sorry about that, y'all. Let me get it. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I just realized I didn't have my microphone on. Can y'all hear me okay? Were y'all hearing me okay before? Okay. And I'm bad for forgetting about my microphone. Let's see, we have Lucia that joined us. Hi, Lucia. How are you doing today? And what are you, oh, she's currently working on a crochet blanket. Ooh, sweet. I'd love to see it when you finish it. Okay. You can hear me okay? Okay, good, good, good. Because I am concerned about the beginning of the live before I plugged in my microphone. All right, so yeah, let me know the best yarn deal that y'all have gotten. Rosemary says, I'm working on a blanket for me, the luck of the draw. Ooh, I'd love to see that when you're done too. But yeah, but like when it comes to yarn deals, ooh, it's sweet when you can get them. Um, Now I'm hoping when they have the Black Friday deals, I'm hoping that Hobie has the Universe yarn on sale. I've been wanting to get some of that yarn. I think it's gorgeous. I love how it sparkles. I love the colors of it. And it's number one weighted yarn. That would make some beautiful shawls. Okay. So it looks like everyone was able to hear me okay. Okay, good. Because I know a lot of times when I don't have my microphone plugged in, it sounds like I'm underwater. Okay, Rosemary says she just stored it, her blanket. And Dee says, I'm finished my bod virus post shawl, almost done. Yeah, I recently made that shawl. That's a gorgeous shawl. And um, most of y'all know I was working on another one of Bangladesh patterns, but I really don't care for how it was looking. I don't find that I picked the right yarn for it. I think it would do better with solid color yarn. I tried to do cake yarn and color control, but I just didn't find it was looking right. Let me grab that shawl and I'll show y'all. Let's see. But you see, it's like I didn't get the color control, the colors like the same exactly. And I don't know, I'm not liking it. I don't know, maybe y'all think differently, but and then like you see I was getting into the gray color here, but I'm not liking how it's looking. So I started working on last night Bago Day's latest shawl. It's another virus shawl type pattern, but this one she does back posts, double crochets, where it kind of like elevates the design. It's real beautiful. I love Bangladesh patterns. Let's see. We have Nancy that joined us. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Dee says it's beautiful. See what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna get some solid color yarn when I place my next order from Hirschner's and redo the shawl in a solid color yarn. I think that would look better. And Colleen's here. She's watching the ads. So I'm curious, what ad What ad is playing? I know every time I seem to watch YouTube, I always get like the Ford mechanic commercials. All right. So my next question I have for y'all is, have y'all learned any new stitches or techniques lately in either crochet or knitting? For me, I recently learned how to do the pivot stitch, I think it's called. Oh no, the peacocks. The peacocks. Pe- Pico stitch, or however you say it. Um I learned that with Bag O' Day's post virus shawl. And then I also learned how to do a V stitch. I had never done a V stitch before, which the V stitch is real easy. It's a double crochet, chain one, and a double crochet in the same stitch. But but I had never done anything with the V stitch yet. So that's what I've recently learned. Um, let's see. I don't think I've really learned anything new in knitting. I've been just, but I have been doing more lace work in knitting. I love the lace work. But it's so easy to make mistakes when you're knitting doing lace work. And let's see. Colleen probably is out of the ads now. So how are you doing, Colleen? And what are you working on? And what ad were you watching? Let's see. Nancy says, I'm making my first granny square blanket for the fall. Feeling it today because this morning was cool enough for a hoodie. Ooh, I wish that was the case here. I am so ready for cool weather. I'm tired of the hot heat and the humidity. Um, but yeah, I've never done granny squares yet. The closest is the peppermints for that peppermint blanket that is in timeout. But but yeah, I would love to see your blanket when you finish it. Okay, Rosemary says the best yarn deal I got this week was Thursday was my birthday. Oh, happy birthday! And my best friend took me to lunch and to Hobby Lobby and bought me $40 worth of yarn. Ooh, sweet. Let's see. Dee says I made a long cardigan out of the V stitch. And the funny thing is, there's a lot of patterns that use the V stitch, but I just hadn't gotten around to until, well, it's on the shawl right here that I just showed y'all that I had to do the V stitch. But let's see. Pam says yes and no to new. This is the first felting project I've made. I've done the stitches, but never intentionally felted a project. But it's always awesome learning new things. Dee says I learned how to felt the bod felted bag. Colleen says a thread sunflower key keeper, coffee in my cup, amigurumis for the advent calendars. Ads for movie trailers, not bad. Yeah, those are the best type of ads. Seeing new movies. Yeah, but I always love learning new things. Oh, Colleen's just finished my birds of the night. Yeah, that's the shawl that I'm now working on, which I'm going to show y'all that on Crochet Tuesday on Tuesday. Oh, we have D Yummy Elmo here. Hi D, how are you today? And what are you working on? Yeah, Colleen, I love Bag O' Day's patterns, especially her shawl patterns. They are so gorgeous. All right. So my next question I have for y'all is, let me get my notes. Have you ever frogged anything? I'm sorry, have you frogged anything lately? And if so, why did you frog it? Well, for me, it's the shawl that I just showed y'all. And it's because I don't like how the colors are looking on it. Um, I think it would look better in a solid color. But I technically haven't frogged it because I haven't tore out the stitches, but I'm not going to finish, it in that color though. Let's see. D Yummy says, I am still working on the Grafton. 110 more rows to go. Graftans are beautiful. That's one thing I eventually want to do as a Graftan. I even purchased a pattern on Etsy, but I haven't gotten around to it. I kind of got burnt out on blankets. Let's see. Colleen says, I will post a pic on my community tab. Ooh, awesome. Let's see. Anita says the best deal she ever got was 4 skeins of silk yarn for $10 from Marketplace. Ooh, sweet. That's an awesome deal. Oh, we have Tina that joined us. Hi, Tina. How are you today? And what are you working on? And Colleen says, yes, I just frogged an orange Kobu shawl. I am not feeling it. Frogged and away for another day. And the worst thing about frogging is you put all that work into it. And, you wasted your time on something you don't, you're not going to complete. Because I know like that shawl, I had been working on it, a week's worth of work on it. Well, really four days of work on it, I think, maybe 5. But it's like I don't like having to frog things. Let's see. Colleen says 4 hexagon sweaters because yarn is discontinued. That hurt a little. Ooh, yeah, I don't like when they discontinue yarn because then it's either you can't get the yarn or you got to go like to eBay and pay through the nose for a yarn that's discontinued. Lucia says, I frogged a scarf, did not like how it was turning out with the yarn that I used. Oh, and let's see, D Yummy says, then all of the ends to tuck in. This is my second one. My first one is the Avengers one in the short video on my channel. Ooh. And Colleen says, so much crochet. Hugs and loves, hugs and loves to all, be blessed. Okay, D says the best deal I got was on Marketplace. 25 garbage bags full of yarn. Ooh, I'm jealous, D. Fill the bed of Mark's pickup truck for 200. Ooh, sweet. And that's one thing, like my area, it's not really the best for like getting deals like that. Um, it's limited to what you see, posted on Marketplace and stuff. Dee says I'm always frogging something. Colleen says the sweaters were Christmas gifts. Oh well. Aw. I'm sorry that happened, Colleen. And Anita says I won't completely frog anything. I'll fox it or change it. But if I start it, I gotta finish it. Yeah, now for the most part that's how I am with projects. And it's not all it's not often that I'll start a project and not like how it's looking, especially that far into the project. Um, but sometimes it happens. Kivia says I will buy yarn from Dollar Tree. I wish my Dollar Tree has it, but last I went, we don't have the yarn at Dollar Tree. Colleen says I usually do that. Oh, she was talking to Anita. Okay. Dee, what time is your live today? Yeah, and Pam's saying she'll buy from Dollar Tree too if they have what she needs because it's close to home. All right, my next question for y'all is what's something that y'all wanna learn to do either in crochet or knitting? For me when it comes to crochet, I wanna learn how to do a grafgan or do a grafgan basically. Basically learn new stitches, learn Tunisian crochet. Um, and for knitting, I want to learn how to knit with beads. Um, I'm trying to think if there's any other things, and get more, get more experience doing different like lace patterns. Well, really lace shawls. Um, Start doing more advanced knitting projects. Okay, Dee's going live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Anita says, I may not like it, but someone will. And Kivia says, I know that Dollar General has yarn as well. Yeah, I've heard that too. And we have Glenda that joined us. Hi, Glenda. How are you today? And what are you working on? But but let me think of some other things that I want to try to learn how to do. I'm thinking. um, Really, I'm the type that really I want to learn pretty much everything there is to learn. I mean, I know that I won't learn everything, but I like to dive into things. I'm trying to think. Nothing else is coming to mind offhand. Oh, that's one. Dee saying I want to learn to mosaic crochet. Yep. Eventually I want to learn that too. She bought the cottage core pattern. Wish her luck. Good luck. Um, let's see. Pam says, I'm wanting to learn how to do a reversible mosaic. They're cool looking because you get the same design on both sides, but the colors are flipped. Oh, that's interesting. Um, I bet you that has to be gorgeous. Oh, a few things that I do want to announce to y'all. Today's the last day to send in pictures for the Southern Crocheters Live. Um, I'm asking that people send in pictures of quick and easy projects that they've made, and these can be projects that you've made at any time. It doesn't have to be recent projects. Last month we had talked about quick and easy projects, so on this live we're going to do a little video showing y'all quick and easy projects that y'all made. Um, and that live, the Southern Crocheters, it's going to be Wednesday on my channel at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also, the finished projects video will be Monday. So today's the last day to submit pictures of your finished projects. And then we'll be doing another finished projects video the 15th of next month. Let's see. Rosemary says, I would love to learn how to make a wearable for myself. Now that's one thing I haven't ventured into, is wearables. And the thing is that like my weight fluctuates so much. I'll lose a bunch of weight, then I gain it back, and I yo-yo so much that, and like right now, it's like before I would make wearables, I would want to get my weight off, but I haven't had luck with that lately. So that's where I haven't stepped into making wearables. Let's see. Anita says, I want to do the impossible and crochet all the patterns I've saved. That would take probably more than two lifespans to do with my patterns saved. Let's see, we have Angela and Lauren that joined us. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? But yeah, I have so many patterns saved in my Ravelry store. I mean, my Ravelry library. Um, I'm always saving patterns. Let's see, Dee says, I did the pink sheep hook challenge. Was sick, so I didn't make the deadline, and they picked the winners today. I was so bummed. Aw, I'm sorry that happened. I hope you're feeling better now, though, Dee. All right, the next question I have for y'all is, have y'all started working on any fall or Halloween makes? And if you have, what have you worked on? I haven't yet, but I do want to do some fall and Halloween gnomes. So I'll probably be working on that probably after I finish the shawl that I'm doing. Um, but that's what I want to do, and I may make some amigurumi pumpkins, or maybe some other cute amigurumis. But as y'all know, I recently got into gnomes a few months back. Love me some gnomes. Let's see, Lauren is cooking and lurking. We have Kathy that joined us. Hi, Kathy. How are you today? And what are you working on? And Colleen says, I finished my funky gnomes. Oh, I gotta see them. You know, I love me some gnomes. But I saw this one pattern that I had found. It had come up on my news feed on Facebook, and I had shared it on my Facebook page. It was so cute. Um, but speaking of fall and Halloween patterns, on the Southern Crocheters Live Wednesday, that's going to be our topic is fall makes. So we'll be sharing some cute and nice fall patterns for y'all. And I think the following month we're going to do Halloween makes. So September's live, it should be Halloween makes, unless we end up changing it. But but yeah, that's our plans. Let's see. Kathy says she's doing good. Crocheting Bangladay's Love of My Life shawl. Yeah, I recently made that shawl a while back. I love that pattern. Bangladesh has so many good patterns. Oh, we also have Regina that joined us. Hi, Regina. How are you today? And what are you working on? But yeah, let me know if y'all started working on y'all fall and Halloween projects. And if y'all have, what are y'all making or made, or what are you planning to make for your fall and Halloween projects? And this is like my time of the year that I love. I love the seasonal makes. I really do. I just think it's so fun making seasonal stuff. And most of y'all have seen my holiday beanies. I've got a collection of beanies for different holidays. So pretty soon I'll start wearing those beanies again, and hopefully add some to my collection too. Because especially with crochet, there's some Halloween um, beanies or hats that I want to make. Let's see, we have Jen that joined us. Hi, Jen. How are you today? And what are you currently working on? Regina says she's doing good, working on her sweater and coffee. Yes, coffee. I had 2 cups today. Jen's just lurking. All right. I'm going to go ahead while y'all answer my question that I asked and share some free crochet sweater patterns. I have all the links for these patterns in the description box of today's live if y'all are interested in making any of these. So let me go ahead and pull them up. This one is called Women's Hooded Sweater, and it's by Maz Walk. And I love the colors on this one here. And I always love the hoods. I love hoods like on like ponchos and things like that. And here it is in some brownish colors. And here it is in a pinkish color. Because pretty soon that cool weather is going to be upon us. So We're going to need some sweaters to wear. Okay, and the next one is the Dwell sweater by Jess Capon. I can never pronounce these names, but look at how pretty. That just looks so comfortable. And look, she's drinking some coffee too. And I think that's a pretty sweater. Okay. And the next pattern is the light frost blanket sweater by Jessica Reeves Potaz. And look at how pretty this is. I love the look of that one. And the color combinations you could do too. Okay. And let's get to the next one. This is the Urban Chick Cocoon Sweater by Brianne Malden. And again, I love the look of this one. And you could have so much fun with color combinations. I have a thing for color combinations, but I kind of think most of us probably do. Okay. And the next one is a Tunisian blanket sweater by Vanessa Fong. And I love the look of this one too. And so much you can do with the color combinations. And I have two more to share with y'all. This is the Roommate's Favorite Sweater by Abigail Hayes. I love the colors on this one. But again, I mean, you could have so much fun with different colors together. But I love the style of this one. Okay. And now for the last one. And this is my favorite one, and I may have shared it before in the past, but it's gorgeous. And this is called the Spring Sun Mandela Vest by Nadia Fuad. And isn't this gorgeous? I love that style. And have y'all ever made anything along these lines? But I love that look. I just think it's so beautiful. But yeah, let me know if y'all have ever made anything like this. And there it is in a different color. And again, I mean, the color combinations you can do. Ooh. All right. So that's all the patterns. And like I said, I have all the links in the description box of today's live if y'all are interested. And they're all free crochet patterns. Okay, and I see I have a super chat. Thank you so much, Dee. I really appreciate it. And y'all know what time it is. It's biscuit time.
Hi everyone, this is the Biscuit. Thank you for sending Connie a super chat.
And thank you again, Dee, for that super chat. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Dee says Halloween is her favorite holiday. I bought yarn for it during the Hobby Lobby sale. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I need to get some more of Halloween colors to make my makes that I want to make. I know I have like some stuff, I should have a good bit still, but I know I know, like, I think like the green I'm out of or almost out of. So, like I said, I'm gonna have to go get me some Halloween colors. Kiria says I need to get some yarn from Dollar Tree. Ooh, Regina's going to work on a Halloween gnome. Ooh, I can't wait to see it. That's gonna be so cute. Angela is working on her scarf also, and I'd love to see it when you're done with it. Okay, it looks like everyone was loving the patterns I shared. Pam says I made a fall vest using a bod dress pattern. I just left the front open instead of seaming it up. You could do a wearable like that because it's almost a one size fits all or one size fits most. Ooh, and let's see. Let's see. Anita says I have that one saved. I made a toddler size once. Oh, that has to be have been beautiful. And Pam says, I made the spring sun Mandela vest for my niece using rainbow colors. Ooh, that had to be gorgeous. Cricket saying that is gorgeous. Wish I was talented like that. But you know, one thing I find a lot of times things look more difficult than what they truly are. And we kind of let ourselves get intimidated. Um, where I find like the best strategy is to jump into things. And if you don't know how to do something, then you go from there, you look it up. Normally you can find a tutorial showing you how to do what you need to do. And then if that don't work, you know, you could ask people in the Yorny community for help in Facebook groups. There's someone out there that usually can help you with what you're trying to do. Let's see. And like I always tell people, you know, if there's something that I can help y'all with, you know, I'm willing to help y'all. I mean, yeah, sometimes I don't always know, you know, I haven't done something yet because, like with crochet, in September will make 2 years that I've been crocheting, and with knitting, I made 3 years in May when it comes to knitting. So that, you know, I don't know everything, but usually I'll try to find tutorials to help y'all if y'all need help with something. Let's see. I just lost my spot. Colleen said, "Yeah, maybe I have enough yarn." Yeah, if any of y'all make those, I'd love to see it, especially that Mandela one. And Anita says, "Do not be intimidated by cardigans. Most of the time, they are fairly easy." Because, like for instance, when I made my first pair of knitted gloves, I had never done mittens. I had never done fingerless gloves. I dived in to fingered gloves, and I'm looking at the well, there was a video tutorial and a written pattern. So I was looking at the written pattern, and I'm just like, oh my, what did I get myself into? I don't know about this. Um, but what I find tends to happen is you take it one stitch at a time. And usually by the time that you get to what intimidates you, it starts to make sense and it comes together. Um, but I always find the best way to learn is to jump into things. And like I said, there's so many of us in the Yorny community that are willing to help. Let's see. Dee says a lot of times I'm scared to try things, and then once I do it, I'm like, why was I so intimidated? Like this mosaic crochet is intimidating. And like even knitting my first pair of socks, you know, at first, you know, yeah, it looked intimidating, especially like the heel area. But it's really not that hard. Um, I mean, for the most part, it's your basic stitches. I mean, yeah, the heel is a little more complicated, but the main thing with the heel is the picking up the gusset stitches. But there are other methods with the heel where you don't have to deal with the gussets. I need to learn those techniques. but but yeah, just dive on in. Cricket says, I'm trying different projects. Some were a hot mess, but I will not quit. Exactly. Don't give up. If you want to make something, be determined. Do it. um, and that's what always motivates me is it's like I really want to make something. I'm gonna do it. And Regina says, yes, love the yarn family. Anita says, yep, go big or go home. All right, next question I have for y'all is, have you ever done color work in crochet or knitting? No, I've mostly done color work in knitting. And most of y'all know I love color work, especially with knitting. I've designed a lot of color work beanies. I have done a little color work in crochet. Um, I think the main one was the alien beanie. And I did do a little color work on that alien gnome that I designed. But I haven't done like a whole lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do color changes like at the start of the row. But I mean like where you have like a design in the pattern. But yeah, I love me some color work. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. When it comes to learning stuff, don't stress, relax. If you don't stress over getting it right, it will come easier. And really it normally will come to you. Um I know like after I had done like I had learned how to crochet from Craftsy. I had done Selena Bacchus lessons and they had like four patterns that they had you do with the lessons. And I think the next project that I jumped into afterwards was that witch's scarf by the Crafter's Life. So whenever I got around to the boot area, I was confused and I couldn't figure it out. So, and this was before I was active on YouTube. So I was in a bunch of crochet Facebook groups, and I started asking for help. And this one lady, I mean, she totally walked me through it. I mean, she went beyond when it came to helping me. Um, and she was kind of my go-to person when I couldn't figure something out. Um, so like I said, I was determined to make that score, and I did. Let's see. Regina says, yes, and the beanie I did for you and the sweater that I'm doing. Yeah. Um, some of y'all I've introduced to color work that have tested my beanies. Dee says I've never done color work. It's on my list. And we have Jody that joined us. Hi, Jody. How are you today? And what are you working on? But and like I said, eventually I want to make a grafgan, which will be a lot of color work with crochet. Um, which that I'm kind of a little because, like I said, I've done a little color work in crochet, but not like a big project like that. So I'm kind of like nervous about carrying the yarns and all that because I know like usually everyone has like a bunch of little bobbins going. But yeah, let me know if y'all have ever done color work or if it's something you want to learn how to do. Or, well, actually, that's all I have for that question. I was thinking I was going somewhere else with the question, but let's see. Oh, one thing, I will be having a pattern giveaway at the end of today's live. So one of y'all will be winning one of my patterns from our Ravelry store. And if y'all don't know, I also have that big pattern giveaway, the pattern bundle giveaway where three people will get to win all of my patterns from my Ravelry store. So if y'all haven't entered that giveaway, y'all might want to check it out. But now, one thing I do want to mention, most of my patterns are knit patterns. I have three that are crochet. I need to work on doing more crochet designs, and I still have a couple of patterns that I need to write up that are crochet. Anita says, yes, I've done color work, not crazy about it. Now, the worst part about color work though is like keeping the yarn from getting tangled. And it still like normally gets tangled and I have to untangle it. Let's see, Jody says, I'm working on Crystal's Virus Post Stitch Shawl. That's a beautiful pattern. I recently finished making that shawl. And I love the colors that Bag Day used for hers. I love how hers looks. And Cricket says, I was learning a lot from Doris, then she stopped posting videos. Now one that I find Bag Day has some awesome videos, tutorials. Oh, what's her name? Grandma. Why can't I think of her channel name? I cannot think of her name. Creative Grandma, that's it. She has a lot of good stuff, good tutorials. And there's a lot of other channels too, but I find Bag Day has like the best tutorials and patterns. Let's see, Jody says, never done color work. Yeah, Dee, I saw that she's taking a break. But you know, the one thing that kind of confused me though on that, I thought she had stopped doing her bod life channel. So I didn't know that she was still planning to post videos there. So I know a while back something had happened that made her stop posting. Colleen says yes, a Grafgan. Regina says nope, I don't know. Yeah, Bago Day posted it on her community tab that she's taking a break from her crochet channel. Jen says creative grandma is easy to learn from. Yeah, Mikey from Crochet Crowd's another one. Has a lot of good tutorials. Morley Bird has a lot of good ones. Now I did her tutorials more for knitting. I've never done any of her crochet stuff, but I know she also has crochet. Cricket says, yeah, I started watching them. And really, that's one thing I do need to work on doing more on my channel is more tutorials. I mean, I have some, but that's something that it's like I find tutorials are difficult to do. And I've heard a lot of other content creators say the same thing. And I'm not as comfortable doing tutorials. And it tends to take me longer to do them too. Because I still need to finish up that beanie tutorial. Um, but eventually I hope that I get better at doing more tutorials. It is something I do need to put a lot more focus on when it comes to my channel. But eventually I figure I'll get there. Anita says, I plan to start doing some learning videos soon. Awesome. Yeah. Bagwood Day's still going to be doing her vlog. Kathy says she puts videos of her animals on it. See, like, I remember her announcing that she wasn't going to continue with her vlog. So I hadn't been paying attention to it because I thought she stopped posting completely on it. So I didn't know she still had, was doing some form of videos on it. Let's see. Everyone's telling each other hello. Oh, Anita, if you type the word drop in the chat, it will automatically drop your channel link. And that goes for anyone with channels. Nightbot will drop your link if you type the word drop in the comments. Let's see. Pam says, I like color work. Graph GANs are fun for me. Join as you go corner to corner. Corner to corner is a good option to try color work without all the bobbins. And really, whenever I finally do my graph GAN, I probably will do corner to corner. But yeah, I gotta get figure out exactly how to go about the graph GAN. Whenever I finally go to do one. But I love the corner to corner stitch. I've done one project using it so far. The little green man Christmas scarf. Oh, hi, Caitlin. How are you today? And what are you working on? Jody says she's visiting her son in Texas, and when she came, she brought one suitcase of yarn and one with clothes. Gotta have that yarn. All right, so my next question is, have you ever done any crochet or knitting where you use a chart or graph? Um, Now I have when it comes to color work with crochet and knitting. Um, Now when it comes to doing lace work with graphs and knitting, I haven't really played around with learning the graphs for that. I tend to like the written patterns, and in general, I feel like the written patterns is a lot easier with lace work. Um, which I don't think it's really hard to read the pattern, but you have all those symbols, and I feel like you got to go unless you really get them memorized because it is standard symbols. But I don't know. To me, I feel like I'd have to keep going back and forth, looking at up with the symbols for, and even sometimes you may have to do it later on too. So I don't know. I like it written, but I do need to learn how to get comfortable doing graphs with lace work because a lot of the patterns are only charts. There's no written instructions. Let's see. Kay's good. She's waiting on pizza for a late lunch. Ooh, what type of pizza you're getting? And we have Granny D that joined us. Hey, Granny D, what are you working on and how are you doing today? Oh yeah, when I finish my live, make sure y'all go alien invade Granny D. She goes live. Um, let's see, at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see. Regina says, yes, but still learning how to read them. Pam says yes to the graphs. I also make my own graphs, and I've used charts for projects that are written in another language. The symbols on the charts seem to be universal or easier to understand. Yeah, the symbols are supposed to be universal. Now I have made my own graphs when it comes to my patterns, my color work patterns. And actually, I do have a couple of graphs that I made up already for future designs. I just haven't gotten around to making those yet. Let's see. Anita says, I have, but I'm not crazy about those either. I keep losing my place on them. Um, I kind of like, I tend to look off of my screen, my phone, when I do stuff. So I kind of line it up where I know which row I'm on. Let's see. Kay says, I've done a few graphs that I've designed. Granny D says, still working on chemo do-rags and a knitted shawl. Awesome. Jody says she only crochets. Yeah, there's a lot of people that they only crochet. I was kind of backwards. I learned how to knit before I learned how to crochet. I struggled with crochet learning, um, because I actually tried to learn crochet before I learned how to knit, and like the end of the rows and all confused me in the turning. Um, so I gave up on it. But I always wanted to learn, and then I finally started loom knitting. That was my introduction into the yarn crafts, really. Then I branched off to knitting, and then I finally got to where I decided to give crochet another try. And when I found Selena Bacchus lessons on Craftsy, she explained it thoroughly. And it's like once I did hers, it came to me easily. But and I had like in the past I tried different like tutorials and another thing too. See, I'm left-handed, and when I first tried to learn, I tried to learn left-handed, and there's not as many left-handed tutorials like there are right-handed. Then when I tried to learn it again, I was like, let me see if I can do it right-handed, because certain things it's like I do better right-handed than left-handed. It's like I gotta kind of figure out which hand works best for me with things. And but I figured it would make my life easier if I could, do it right-handed, because patterns typically are written right-handed. And I didn't want to have to deal with reversing patterns. And then there are some patterns that you can't, re, you know, convert to left-handed. So I learned how to do it left-handed. I'm sorry, I learned how to do crochet right-handed. Let's see. Colleen says, me too. Delivered two to my cousin yesterday. Awesome. And Pam says, you can make your own graphs for filet crochet too. See, I haven't done filet crochet yet. Kathy says, I like graphs, but find the charts with symbols confusing. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I tend to pull the patterns up on my phone, where I would have to print it out, and like I haven't had ink from my printer in quite some time. And I really need to get ink for my printer to do that. But I just, I started finding it was easier to just do it for, most things from my phone. Yeah, Anita saying there are graphs and crochet too. Yep, there is. Let's see. And Colleen says, yes, graph GANs, corner to corner graphs, and mandalas. And Regina's still trying to figure out crochet, hasn't had time. Yeah, Regina's like me. She learned knitting first. Pam says, if I find a graph I like and only have it on my phone, I'll take a screenshot and then edit the photo and highlight the rows as I finish them. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. So my next question I have is, how many whips do you currently have going right now? Let's see. For me, there's my temperature blanket, which is a year long whip. Then for knitting, I'm working on the Pretty as a Peacock shawl. And for crochet, I'm working on Bob's new virus shawl pattern that she recently um, posted the tutorial on. Then I have two projects in timeout. Two blankets, the peppermint blanket and a blanket that I'm designing with a bunch of different textured stitches. So that's five. And I think, oh no, there's six. I forgot. There's a beanie that I'm working on the tutorial for. So yeah, six whips. And one thing I do is I have certain days that I crochet during the week and certain days I knit. where Friday through Monday are my crochet days. Tuesday through Thursday are my knit days. Let's see. Cricket says 6. Pam says too many to count. Caitlin says 3 whips for me. Kathy says 11. Anita says always only 1. And I used to be like that. Whenever I was younger, like a teenager basically, I would cross stitch, and I was horrible about finishing my cross stitching projects. Um, so then when I got back into doing um, cross stitching as an adult, I would not let myself start anything new until I finished what I was working on. And initially, I was like that with loom knitting, and crochet. Um, but once I got into crochet, I kind of started with a dilemma that I didn't want to get away from knitting. And then with doing my channel, I talk about crochet and knitting. So it was kind of like, how am I going to do this? So that's where I started with certain days of the week for both. um, and like my 2 blanket whips, those are in timeout because, like I said earlier, I got burned out from blankets. I wanted projects that I could finish, on a pretty quick level. Let's see. Jody says 5 different whips, and she wants to know how to do a temperature blanket. Basically, a temperature blanket, you can do crochet, you can do knitting, you can do loom knitting, and I've even seen people do like cross stitching projects for temperatures. Um, so basically, you usually do 1 or 2 rows a day. I've always done 1 row a day. I think 2 rows makes projects too big. Um, the blanket's too big. But you do a row a day based on the temperature. Most people do the average daily temperature, but I have heard of people doing the high temperature or the low temperature. Um, but you assign colors based on the temperature. And you can break up your temperature brackets really however you want. I've done 10-degree intervals, but like if you don't have like if your weather doesn't have a big range, you might want to break it up more. It's really up to you, but you basically do a row a day based on the temperature. Um, and you can do different stitches. Um, some people even put like a special thread or ribbon, like for like birthdays, anniversaries, stuff like that. I do have a video that explains what a temperature blanket is. Um, I posted it in December, back in December. And I do have a temperature blanket challenge going on. Those that complete their temperature blanket for 2022 and submit a picture to me, I'll enter those people into a giveaway and then pick someone at random to be the winner. But yeah, hopefully that answered your question. If you have any questions, just ask in the chat. Let's see, we have Sand that joined us, and yeah, just Sand. How are you doing today, Sand? And what are you working on? Regina says 6, I think. Dee has 5 whips at the moment. Jen's going to go spread some Yorny love. I hope you have a good day, Jen. And stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I would do. Let's see, Lucia says 2 whips for me. Cricket says I cross stitch a lot. That's 3 of her whips. Yeah, I used to cross stitch, but once I started getting into yarn crafts, I haven't touched my cross stitching or my diamond painting. And if y'all haven't tried diamond painting, that's another fun craft to do. Let's see. Kathy says I have short-term and long-term projects. Okay. She's talking to Jen, okay. um, let's see. Lauren says cooking break, iced coffee in my cup, and a granny square baby blanket is on my hook. But coffee first. Yeah, love me some coffee. Regina says I got to get caught up when I'm a few weeks behind still. Oh, I finally got caught up on responding to my emails and my YouTube comments. I was so far behind because I posted all those giveaway videos and stuff, and I've been like trying to, respond a little bit each day. But I don't like being that far behind on responding to comments. I'm like, yes, I got caught up today. Let's see. Sam says, doing well, working on the enduring vest on Ravelry. Ooh, nice. I'd love to see that when you finish. Pam says, I started a temperature blanket years ago. It's still a whip. I did record the temps for the rest of that year. Awesome. All right, Jody, I hope you have a good day. Have fun grocery shopping. Okay. All right. So next question is, do you ever have dreams about crochet, knitting, or yarn? um, I don't tend to remember my dreams that often. I know I've had dreams to do with like making videos for my channel and stuff. I'm pretty sure I've probably at some time have dreamed about yarn, crochet, or knitting. Um, but I don't often remember my dreams. Now, Frank, he tends to remember his dreams and he has some weird dreams. And he'll talk in his sleep too. One day he told me that his elbows were pregnant. We still laugh about that. Let's see. Jody says she's had dreams about yarn stuff. Same thing as Pam. The yarn chases after y'all. Yarn knocking on your door. Lucia says yes to dreams. Yeah. A lot of times I wish I would remember my dreams more. And another thing that I've experienced, and this is like the weirdest thing. And back when it first would happen to me, I thought it might have been like a ghost or something. um, I would have experiences where it's basically where you're kind of in between a sleeping state and being awake. I think it's called sleep paralysis. And what basically happens is, like, I would feel like someone was like sitting on my chest or something, like pushing me down, or like I would think like I saw something or someone type thing, and I would try to scream or talk, and I couldn't talk. And it's like it's scary. Like if you've ever experienced it, but yeah, I've had that happen. And it happened a few times, but it's been probably close to 10 years since it's happened. So it hasn't happened recently. All right, let's see. Lucia said yes to dreams. Anita says, nope, I only have weird jumbled dreams. Granny D says, I've heard that we always dream. We just don't always remember our dreams. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Dee says, I've dreamed that my yarn was in a house fire. I woke up crying and panicked. Oh no, that's a nightmare. Anita says, yes, I've had sleep paralysis since I was little. Yeah, because like I said, at first I didn't know what it was. I was wondering if we had a ghost in our house. But the funny thing is, I've never had like a ghost experience. Um, but but yeah, I mean, it's like it feels like you're being held down, and what it is, you're still partially asleep, so that's why you can't, talk. Because one time I thought like I saw someone in the house, and I'm trying to like scream, and I'm trying to like tell Frank, and nothing would come out. But there wasn't anybody there. That was the thing. So I must have been kind of in a dream, but kind of awake, basically. Granny D saying that was a nightmare to D. Let's see. We also have Michelle and Cindy and Not Too Old to Be Crafty that joined us. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? And what's your first name? Not Too Old to Be Crafty. And Michelle says, I never remember my dreams. It's so weird. Yeah, I rarely remember mine. And Not Too Old to Be Crafty says, I've also experienced sleep paralysis long ago. And like one thing that makes me curious, why did that happen in the past, but it no longer happens? And let's see. All right, Granny D, I hope you have a good day. And I'll send everybody in your direction when I finish up. Yeah, Granny D goes live at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So when I finish, go alien invade her if y'all have time. All right, let's see. Pam says, if I've gone to bed working on a project with specific stitch counts, I've woken up the next morning counting. And another thing I do, like, I get confused sometimes. Like, like I wake up and it's like I kind of don't know what day it is. And then it takes me a while to think, like, okay, what's going on? Okay, not too old to be crafty. Her name is Celia. Cecilia. Okay, and let's see. Michelle is working on a shawl with her squishy hand dyed Hobby Lobby yarn for Sanita. Um, Awesome. Yeah. Hobby Lobby has some pretty hand dyed yarn, and I know I racked up on some of it with that clearance sale. I was like, yes. Okay. So my next question I have, and it'll probably be the last question, and then I'll do the pattern giveaway and wrap things up. Let's see. I lost my place. Okay. Do y'all have trouble working with black yarn? Um, Funny thing is, I really don't have trouble with it. Now the shawl that I am working on, it's like a the yarn I'm using is the the Karen Cakes crystal yarn, and it is a dark color. And the reason why I find that I do have more trouble with this yarn is because it has more of like a halo to the yarn. So I do find it is a little trickier, but I mean, I can still do it. And at first, I didn't even know that, you know, crocheting or knitting with black yarn was a thing. And then all of a sudden, I started like I made something with black yarn, and people were all like, "Oh, that's brave! Black yarn is hard to." And I'm like, "Okay," and I didn't have difficulty. But I know some people do. Let's see. Anita says, I fell asleep once in the living room. I could see everyone in the room knew what they were saying, but couldn't move or speak. They were laughing at me asleep. No, one thing that was funny, one time I was sleeping and I had this dream where like someone was at the door and they basically pushed their way into the house. And and like, okay, I rarely curse, but like I was sleeping and all of a sudden I was like yelling like a curse word. And Frank was just like, okay, what's going on? Like he's like, shocked. And then like I think a little later I woke up and I was asking him, it's like, was I talking in my sleep? Did I say this? And he's like, yes. Let's see. Sydney says, have you ever been to a sleep apnea? Um, I haven't. Now, Frank, when he was a truck driver, they said he had it. Um, but he never could get comfortable with that machine. Let's see. Cricket says, I dreamed that Dee and Tap Mama and Creative Grandma was crocheting a new flag and it was huge. Bringing in other Yorny people in your dreams. But no, I haven't been tested for sleep apnea. Let's see. Anita says, when I could get up and told them everything they said, they got spooked. Let's see. Sia says, yes, I do have trouble, but I am 56 years old and eyes are not so great, but I find that just needs lots of light. And Pam says, I don't have trouble with black yarn usually. Dee says, yes, black yarn is definitely a daytime project. Oh, Kat's here. Hi, Kat. How are you today? And what are you working on? Um, Cindy says, I normally do not have issues with black yarn, but I make sure to use adequate lighting. And Anita says, I don't have trouble using black yarn. Kathy says, I have to use my aught light with black or any very dark yarn. Lauren says, my rule is no black yarn work unless it's daytime. Granny squares are fine, but joining them is the awkward part. And Lauren says, same for navy and dark purple. Yeah, yeah, those are other colors that they say can be difficult. All right, let's see. Let me get Nightbot giveaway tool up and we'll do the pattern giveaway. Where is it? Let's see. What keyword do I want to use today? I always have trouble thinking of keywords. Let's see. What would be a good word to use? What did you say, Frank? Bright. Okay, Frank says bright for the keyword bright. BRIGHT, all lowercase. So type the word bright if you want to be entered and start now. And this is open worldwide. And you'll get one of my patterns from our Ravelry store. So type bright if you want to be entered to win one of my patterns. Hi, Mary. How are you today? And what are you working on? Let's see. Ooh, Kat just started knitting a pair of mosaic Christmas pattern socks. Ooh, that's going to be gorgeous. Yeah, I have this beautiful sock yarn that I got Christmas colors, and it's sparkly. That when it gets closer to Christmas, I plan to knit up a pair of socks. All right, let's see. All right, so type bright if you want to be entered for a pattern. Let's see. Okay, I'll give it 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stop. Okay, so let's see who the lucky winner is going to be. Good luck, everyone. Oh, congratulations. Kat is the winner. Go, Kat. All right, so what I need you to do, Kat, is send me an email at justanotherstitch2020@gmail.com to claim your pattern. And my email is up on the screen right now. It's also in the description box of all my videos and on my About page. So, yeah, send me an email so you can get your prize. Let's see. Mary's saying that she just finished a pair of dishcloths for her neighbor in exchange for some goodies from his garden. Ooh, sweet. I tried gardening and I was not good at it. I have a black thumb. All right. So next week on Monday, I will be doing my educational informative live on number 5 weighted yarn. And hopefully everything works out when it comes to Frank's home health care nurse coming. I may have to adjust the time if it does interfere. So if I do, I'll post that on my community page and in my Facebook to let y'all know if I have to adjust the time. And there is that possibility the same thing could happen on Thursday. Hopefully my live schedule don't get affected any this coming week, but yeah, that's coming up. Then Wednesday, the Southern Crocheters will be doing their live on my channel at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to be talking about fall makes. Then, oh yeah, if y'all have any pictures, any projects that y'all finished, get y'all pictures into me by the end of the day so I can include them on my finished projects video for August. Let's see. We have Charity that joined us. Hi, Charity. How are you today? And what are you working on? It's okay. It's okay. See, I find Nightbot isn't as picky as StreamYard for picking up the comments. I know with StreamYard, you've got to be careful. But I personally, I prefer using Nightbot's giveaway tool. And with Nightbot, you can also filter duplicate users. So it's only one comment per person. Where with StreamYard, you can't do that. Let's see. Kat says she can't find any pictures of number 5 yarn. That's fine. And really, I already made the video this past Sunday because I was supposed to be doing, I was supposed to have done the live this past Monday. So, but yeah, and then the following week it's going to be number 6 weighted yarn for the educational live. So keep that in mind. If y'all made anything with number 6 weighted yarn, where y'all can go send pictures in for that. Oh, thank you, Charity. But anywho, it's that time to finish wrapping things up. But yeah, like I said, go alien invade Granny D. Tell her Connie sent you. But I hope y'all all have a fabulous yarny day. Be the light and bye.